Good morning, traders, and this is your DAX daily review. So, the last 2 days of the DAX last week is pure indecision. And I think if we just get to the weekly, we're going to have an indecision bar as well. So, kind of not a proper indecision bar, but it is an indecision bar nevertheless. Now, DAX on the weekly trend is up at the moment, but this is not an area that I'll be looking for longs. I'm still looking for a deeper pullback or some sort of consolidation that we can actually get into. For now, these tails are telling a story, and that is of confusion. We do have a bit of a grouping on the Williams percentage R happening down in the buy zone, so I would suspect there's some levels we need to pay attention to on the daily. That is one. We have broken it, we haven't closed below it, so that's the one area, and there is the next one there. Okay, so this swing low here, you can see we tested it once there, we tested it again there, we've used it as support there. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking at the moment. And trouble we have right now is the futures DAX is down at 12,093, almost 1% down from its close. Let's just find that level. Oh, 12,033, so clearly we have incorrect, yep, we've got incorrect data again. 12,0, okay, so that's kind of in this area. Okay, so futures market at the moment, we've got a gap down and we're sitting just underneath these fractals. Well, pretty much where the GT24 reckons we close price. Okay, so for all intents and purposes, the trend is down. We did get a breakthrough of that trend line there at the downward trend line, which is basically a not really a wedge, but I suppose it could be a sort of a wedge. It's a wedge or a channel, depends how you want to look at it. So we've had the bounce off the 4-hour 200 EMA. So I suspect we're going to come back. We've broken through this trend line. So probably going to find that we're going to come back and find buyers down on the bottom here again before they try and break to the upside based on this range breakout. Alternatively, we're forming a megaphone, which is also a consolidation pattern, and we're going to come down at the bottom, find some support here, and then move to the upside. So, I'm looking for longs, not looking for longs up here. I'm definitely looking for longs somewhere between 11,860 and 1,200. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking for if I look at the 4-hour charts at the moment. So from the hour perspective, we bounced off the 200 EMA on the hour, and you can see we've done it once. That was a second time. So there is potential as well, just get rid of the noise, that we get moving to the downside, but that's really going to come into play once we're through this level. But again, if you look at the daily, we've got some fairly strong support at this level. So I would be very careful about that. I don't even see a channel. On the Dow, we've got a range forming. We don't have one forming here. But anyway, still looking for longs, just looking for them deeper down. And whatever you do, you're looking for short gains. And you can see European session. This was the European session here. And then American session. Now, the trade war is massive impact at the moment on the global economy. And the way it's going, it's looking like it's going to intensify quite badly. So Now, I'm very cautious at the moment. Until these politicians stop playing their stupid little games, we're going to have to be very careful. Okay, so let's see if we can get some day trades off the half hour, which I somehow doubt. These moves are too strong. And if I drill down to the 12 or the 15, I think that's probably what you're going to be looking for. Okay, so we're kind of hovering at the moment. Let me use this here. So we're kind of hovering over here in this area of congestion. It's not at a Fibonacci level. There's nothing to it at the moment. It's just a massive gap down based on comments over the weekend around trade wars. So I would be very careful. What I suspect could be happening if I look at the lower time frames is this kind of thing here. So there's our trend line. We've broken that. So we rally a bit, find some resistance, which could more than likely be this area here. Okay, maybe even gap close before moving to the downside again. So I suspect you're going to have somewhat of a red day today. That what you're looking for is you're going to be looking for a short entry. It would be nice to be up here, 12,143, because then that would give you a stop above the high of Friday. There's still a relatively high stop for the Dax, so that's an 80-point stop loss. And you're looking for a long entry. If this level goes, then look at gap close for another short entry. And gap close would obviously line up with this trend line break. Okay, so I'd be very interested to see, we've got a low and a higher low, so a pullback down into this area here, or even deeper. If we start forming any form of pin bars like this, or like this, which both of these are wise men number one, and you can see immediately they moves away. If we do that again for a third time on a decent retracement, that's also an opportunity for a long, but that long would be short-lived. You're going to get in long and you're going to get out at gap close, and then you're going to look for a short up there to see where we go to from there. Okay, so in other words, what I'm saying is be very careful, keep those stops tight, and watch out for all these lower time frame levels, either the 15 or 30-minute levels. Okay. There's nothing else that I can see. There's no double moves, there's no ranges, there's nothing except complete indecision. So easiest way, you can even get down to the 5-minute if you really want to trade this at the moment. You probably make enough money in like 20 minutes if you put in your risk profile correctly. So using off a level and getting a double pin bar like that, a break above there is your entry, and stop is here. As you can see how we stayed above the alligator and all the way up until closing up later in the evening. Okay, anyway, so I think that's kind of my play today, is really looking at the lower time frames to see what's going to happen. But I do suspect we're going to have a lot continue with this volatility. Okay, just watch for these levels. Okay, so this low here, this one which is 1209 or 1210 or even 1200 is probably what I would be looking at, which is a round number, and this is 11957. Okay, so those are the two levels that you need to watch the downside. I suspect you're going to get buyers off there. Okay, so even though we've gapped down, if we do move to the downside, you're looking for longs, and you're looking for longs to come and target this level to the upside, 12,140, or alternatively gap close. Okay, if we do get below this level of 1200, then I will wait to see a base form. If a base forms, because it may just pop below and then form a base and then rally, or it may fall quite drastically below, then turn and come back to test. On that test, that's your confirmation of your short. Okay, so for now, indecision, probably going to stay out of it until I can see some structure form. Okay, so watch these levels, and trade the lower time frames. I think that's going to be the easiest. But your rules are still the same. Okay, lower time frames, you can see when your oscillators get to the ups, grouping in the sell zone and warning you that there's a pullback coming. And you just keep moving your stop up, until it's done. And you can see they group on the downside, warning you with a double bottom here that there's a move to the upside coming. Okay, so use your oscillators just to give you indication, and then pick up your levels. Put your levels in at least on the 4 hour, I would say. If there are no levels on the 4, then come down to 1 hour and then trade off that level. Okay, so I think for now, probably gap down, find a base somewhere down here, and then a bit of a rally. It could be a rally just to test breakouts. Okay, so breakout of the alligator or the 200 moving average. But anyway, just keep those stops tight. Anyway, guys, that's my view for today. Ranging and lower time frame trading. Keep your life in track. Anyway, enjoy the day, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.